Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel and welcome to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you beautiful people how to turn cucumbers into pickles. This is such a valuable skill if you're a pickle lover, and especially if you're going to be growing some cucumbers in the spring, because pickling your cucumbers allows them to, one, taste better, but it also allows them to last much longer in the refrigerator. This procedure is going to be very simple. It's going to involve very few ingredients. So let's go ahead and dive on in and start making some pickles. Like I said, this procedure is going to be super simple, super easy, and have very basic ingredients. In order to make our pickling solution, which is essential for making our pickles, we're going to be using 1 cup of white distilled vinegar and 1 cup of water. And then obviously we're going to need some cucumbers, which I have right there in the middle. I'm going to be slicing them right down the middle and putting them in our ball mason jar. You can use any kind of container because we're not going to be water bath canning them. We're not going to be sealing them in any way, but I just prefer to use ball mason jars. We're going to have some fresh dill. You can use a tablespoon of dill seasoning if you prefer. We're also going to be using some sea salt. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon for my solution, and then I'm going to be using 4 cloves of garlic, but you can feel free to use 4 to 8 cloves of garlic. So that's everything you're going to need to make some pickles, so let's get at it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is get 4 cloves of garlic. I do it first because I put them at the bottom of my mason jar, and also it's the biggest pain in the butt to get out of the way. So then I go ahead and I'm just going to take these, throw them, bam, and just leave them there. So now we're taking our pickling cucumbers and we're going to rinse them really good and cut them up. So we just washed our cucumbers, so we're going to start packing this jar after we cut them up. But first, let's take some dill and add it to the jar so that we don't have to try to force it in there afterwards. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Let's see if we can't just kind of shove that right there. So think about how pickles are stacked. Be mindful. This is how we're going to do this. This is going to go right there. Beautiful. Now let's start cutting and packing. You don't have to cut off both ends, but I do. It's the way that I prefer it. And then I don't cut them into 4s, I cut them into 2s. I've been doing this exact recipe just like this for a bit now, and it has been working out just fine. So let's go ahead and cut some cucumbers. I feel like I'm always fighting to get the last couple in there, and I don't want it to be too close to the top because I want them to be submerged. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a work of art, work of pickle art. And I made sure that none of the flat faces are touching each other, just so that we have maximum surface area for pickling. Is that a thing? It's a thing now. So now that we have all of our cukes packed in the jar, we're going to make sure that we take all of our leftovers and compost them. Put them in my little compost bin. Okay, so now that everything's packed in the jar, we're going to make our solution. I'm just going to put the stove on medium real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and get 1 cup of water. Oh, spilling, always spilling. Like I said, this solution is super simple. It's 1 cup of water, 1 cup of vinegar, and then a tablespoon of salt. Easy day. And yes, I do measure over the pot because I like to do that, and it's fine. Now that we've added all of our ingredients, we're going to bring it up to a quick boil. No, I almost forgot about my magical secret ingredient that's not magical or secret, and that is crushed red pepper flakes. Add as much as you want or don't want. Don't add them if you don't want them, add them if you do. Ah yes, and here we can see our pickling solution making a phase change from a liquid to a gas. What a beautiful sight. So it's generally at this point, as soon as I see everything bubbling, meaning that it's about approximately 212 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level, then I go ahead and turn off my burner and we add it to the jar of cucumbers. So if you have one of those fancy jar funnels, that's amazing. I do have one somewhere, but I'm not going to use it because I like to live life on the edge. It's fun. And that looks beautiful. Like I said, we're not going to be water bath canning this, so headspace isn't the most important thing in the universe, but you do want to leave some headspace. So now at this point in time, we're simply going to leave this open and let it cool down to approximately room temperature. So now that we've added all of our ingredients to our jar of crunchy cucumbers, all we have to do is let this hot liquid cool down to room temperature, and then you can throw your lid on, throw it in the fridge. You can enjoy them right away, but I prefer to let them sit for a few days just so I can maximize the flavor absorption. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another how to make pickles video has been added to the internet. I do believe there couldn't possibly be enough pickle videos online since pickles are such a fun, delicious treat that are super simple to make. If you found value from this video, if you learned something, if you're gonna go make some pickles, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you wanna see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to see my face more often. Thank you so much for being here. I really do hope that I spark your curiosity, that I inspire you to do more things for and by yourself, and I can't wait to see what we're doing next. But until then, have an absolutely fantastic day.